This portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by Mr. Sparky. Welcome back to Living Local Carolina. If you didn't know already, October is National Fire Safety Awareness Month. And of course, I have to have Tony Zach back on the show from Mr. Sparky. Thanks for coming by, Tony.
Oh yeah, happy to be here. Yeah, what an important month.
Really though, and you see this quite a bit in your line of work, how dangerous some of these things in our houses can be.
Yes, well, you know, electrical safety is paramount to not having a house fire, right? And so that's why it's important to have a licensed electrician doing work in your home, because one small step can really change the system and it not being able to be safe, right? It needs to fail safe. So when you look at an electrical system in somebody's house, they're designed to fail safe because everything's man-made. So we know it's going to fail, but when it does, is it going to ground out properly? Is the circuit breaker going to trip? I mean, and some of the smallest details really add up to being important in that electrical system. So yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah, so I guess my question would be, where are some of those places that people need to be checking on a regular basis? Right,
so you know, we always say you should inspect your electrical panel annually. And the reason for that is there's micro vibrations and they do cause some of the connections to get loose over time. And when you have a loose connection, it creates an arc, and an arc is heat, fire. So you could have an issue, right? So we always say, have your electrical panel inspected every year. Have your major connections checked every year, which would be your HVAC, your water heaters, you know, your large appliance loads. You want to check those out and make sure everything's good and tight with the wire and the connection. And so, yeah, we recommend having that done annually.
Gotcha.
You know, things do change. Equipment gets older. Maybe it got exposed to some bugs or some elements that weren't there the year before. You know, wasps and ants and those type things love electronics, and they love to get into, heck, they'll get into a breaker box, they'll get into anything electrical. So that's why it's important.
I hate ants. And I also hate whenever my smoke detector chirps.
Yes, a lot of people do.
So what do people need to know about that?
Right, so you know, a lot of people don't realize your smoke detector has an average lifespan of 10 years.
Okay.
Manufacturers recommend these to be replaced every 10 years. Okay, we offer that service, but so do a lot of fire departments around the area. Okay, we're happy to come out and help you out with that. But if you see how white this smoke detector is, and yours are tan, then it's probably getting out of date. Okay, and so I don't know if you can see this or not, but on the back of all smoke detectors, there's a date code.
It's a fine print. You gotta read it. Okay.
But there's a date code on the back. And so when those get 10 years old, the manufacturer recommends replacing them because the sensors in here get dirty. Again, bugs, spiders like these a lot too. Now we recommend that you, and I know nobody does, but we do recommend sticking a vacuum cleaner up to that sensor right there and just pulling some of that dust and maybe any spiders or mites or anything that get in there. And you're going to change your smoke detector batteries as well. So that's another important thing. That's why we recommend doing it on the time changes twice a year.
Gotcha. And also around this time of year, people are looking into putting up Christmas lights, Halloween decorations.
Yes.
This is also a hazard as well.
It is, and you want to make sure that any outdoor lighting is put on a GFI receptacle or at a minimum a GFI breaker. We get a lot of calls for that, like, hey, my lights aren't working anymore. You could have a nick in that wire, so it's real important to have those with a GFI protector.
And if any of this doesn't make any sense to you at all, that's why you need to call Mr. Sparky. You got to trust the experts.
Yes.
You will come out and look at everything that people have and tell them what they need to get.
Most definitely. Yeah, give us a call. You can even book online with us. We make it real convenient. We'll get a professional out there to come take a look.
This portion of Living Local Carolina was sponsored by Mr. Sparky.